What if being told you're not good enough became the very reason you became the greatest of all time? So here's the question. What's your getting cut from the team moment? Is there a dream you gave up on because of rejection? The gym was buzzing with excitement. Names of the boys who made the varsity basketball team were being posted. A name scanned the list. His heart sank. His name wasn't there. The 15-year-old sophomore had been cut. As other players celebrated, he walked home in silence, holding back tears. That night, he locked himself in his room and cried. But in that moment of heartbreak, a fire was lit. Most people know him as the legendary NBA superstar, 6-time champion, 5-time MVP, and global icon. But few remember that before the glory, he faced rejection that nearly ended his dream before it started. Let's dive into it. Michael Jeffrey Jordan was born in 1963 in Brooklyn, New York, but grew up in Wilmington, North Carolina. He was competitive from the start, whether playing baseball with his father, James, or challenging his siblings in backyard games. But when it came to basketball, young Michael wasn't the tallest, wasn't the strongest, and wasn't the most polished. What he did have, though, was an unmatched drive to win. As a sophomore at Laney High School, Michael dreamed of making the varsity team. But when the roster was posted, his friend and rival Leroy Smith, who was taller, made the cut. Michael didn't. The rejection stung deeply. His confidence wavered. For a moment, he thought maybe basketball wasn't meant for him. But his mother, Dolores, gave him advice that stuck forever. Michael, if you really want it, you have to work harder than anyone else. That night, after the tears, Michael made a promise to himself. He would never let anyone outwork him again. He returned to the gym day after day, often practicing until his hands blistered. He shot hundreds of jumpers. He ran drills until exhaustion. Every no he heard fueled him. Every rejection became motivation. Michael joined the junior varsity team instead. While others saw it as a consolation prize, he saw it as a proving ground. He dominated, scoring 40 points in multiple games. Jordan quickly became the star of the JV squad. Crowds began coming just to watch him play. But more importantly, he was building the work ethic that would define his career. Still, the path wasn't smooth. He struggled with inconsistency. His jump shot wasn't always reliable. He sometimes forced plays that led to turnovers. And though he improved, doubts lingered. Coaches weren't convinced he could reach the next level. But every weakness became a target for him to attack in practice. By his junior year, Michael finally made the varsity team. His relentless training paid off. He grew taller, stronger, and more skilled. College scouts began to take notice. By his senior year, he was named a McDonald's All-American. He earned a scholarship to the University of North Carolina, one of the nation's top programs. At UNC, Jordan faced new struggles. The competition was tougher, the players stronger, and the pressure heavier. But again, he rose to the occasion. In 1982, as a freshman, he hit the game-winning shot in the NCAA championship against Georgetown. That moment put him on the national map, but it was just the beginning. When Michael entered the NBA in 1984 as the third overall pick by the Chicago Bulls, He was determined to prove himself. He dazzled crowds with his athleticism, but his team struggled. Critics said he was too flashy and couldn't win championships. But Jordan didn't stop. He trained harder, studied opponents, and transformed his body into peak condition. The turning point came in the late 1980s when he fully embraced the discipline of teamwork under coach Phil Jackson. He realized greatness wasn't just about scoring, it was about making everyone better. From that point, history was written. 6 NBA championships with the Bulls, 5 MVP awards, 14 All-Star selections, Olympic gold medals, countless game-winning shots. Michael Jordan didn't just become a champion, he became the definition of greatness. And it all started with that painful rejection in high school. Even with fame and success, Jordan often reflected on his failures. He once said, "I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 300 games. 26 times, I've been trusted to take the game-winning shot and missed. I've failed over and over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed." His honesty showed that failure isn't the opposite of success. It's the foundation of it. Michael Jordan's story teaches us, failure is fuel. Being cut didn't end his dream, it ignited it. Hard work beats talent. He wasn't always the most gifted, but he became the most determined. Greatness requires persistence. Champions aren't born, they are built through discipline. Michael Jordan's story proves that failure doesn't have to define you. In fact, it can be the very reason you succeed. Don't let one no stop you from chasing your yes. Years later, when asked about being cut from his high school team, Jordan said, "It was the best thing that ever happened to me. It made me hungry. It made me prove myself." Today, Michael Jordan isn't just remembered as a basketball legend. He's remembered as the boy who turned rejection into motivation and motivation into greatness. So, the next time you see that Jumpman logo, remember, behind it lies a story of failure, persistence, and an unbreakable will to win.